Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Ripple reveals list of xRapid clients, says 2 new banks joining RippleNet. This is a piece from Daily Hodl I'm going to be covering with you. And I've also got some fun quotes from David Schwartz, who is Ripple's CTO and the co-creator of the XRP ledger that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. And the last thing that I'll cover in this piece is from Cointelegraph. It's a piece titled Singapore bank giant OCBC joins JP Morgan's blockchain network. Now, before we get rocking and rolling here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. I don't bite, I promise. We'll have good times here. So let's dig into this first piece here. Actually, you know what? I did want to actually preface this a little bit to add a little bit of context. Here's a piece from Daily Hodl. This is from the beginning of August. I'm just going to be real brief on this, but it was titled, Ripple onboards 20 xRapid customers as traders track rising XRP volume. And we've got a cool tweet from Ashish Burla. He's one of the senior vice presidents at Ripple, and if you haven't heard me cite this before, you'll find it fascinating. But anyway, this piece begins. Ripple senior vice president of product Ashish Burla says the payment startup is focused on getting its new xRapid customers up and running. The company says it's onboarding a total of 20 financial institutions that have signed up to use the cross-border payment solution, which is designed to utilize XRP to move money around the world. Payments giant and Ripple partner MoneyGram is the latest to implement the technology and reported it's already using the crypto-based funds transfer system in a recent earnings call. Burla also said xRapid will one day connect to the Interledger Protocol, ILP, which is designed to settle payments between various digital assets and fiat currency. And that's the coolest thing about Interledger Protocol. I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but it wasn't designed explicitly just to help cryptocurrencies interoperate. It's to help ledgers of all kinds, traditional ledgers as well, interoperate. So you got the legacy financial system that can now coexist and interoperate in a meaningful fashion thanks to this technology Interledger Protocol. And so here's a quote. And so there's a tweet from Michael I. Pinky on August 5th, 2019 said, this was to Ashish Burla, is xRapid an ILP connector, or does it at least act almost identical to one? And then he also included David Schwartz and E.M. Schwartz. That's Ethan, isn't it? I can't highlight it from it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Ashish responded, and this is on August 5th, it functions as an ILP connector, but not specifically one today. It's something we want to look at in early next year, but here's the cool part. We have our hands full with xRapid customers right now, so focused on that. And so when I hear that, I'm always thinking, wow, they must be seriously onboarding right now, new customers that are actually using xRapid here. So that was a rather bullish tweet that just seemingly came out of nowhere, and I covered that when it originally happened. So now, again, over 20, we know over 20 xRapid customers exist, and that was actually originally announced by, I can't remember the woman's name, but she was on stage somewhere. There was some sort of event, maybe it was a conference of some sort. I can't recall off the top of my head, but she ended up saying at this point, it's not like it was some sort of official Ripple press release, but she said we now have over 20 official xRapid customers. But anyway, so this piece here, let's fast forward to today. Ripple reveals a list of xRapid clients, says 2 new banks joining RippleNet. And the piece begins, Ripple is launching a new push to promote its XRP-powered international payment solution, xRapid. The company has released a new document to showcase how the digital asset can benefit banks and financial institutions. It includes the first definitive list of clients that are actively using xRapid. And then it lists MoneyGram, TransferGo, Instarim, SendFriend, MercuryFX, and Golance. And by the way, Golance, I had, it could have just been that it slipped my mind. I was like, who the hell is that? I seriously, I don't remember ever covering that. I don't remember seeing that name anywhere ever. And it could just be the case that I missed it. Look, there's so much data out there. There's no way I'm ever going to know everything. So it probably just slipped by me, but I had not heard of them. So I looked into it just a little bit. And so I'm going to show you who they are in just a moment here. But they are using xRapid and XRP. So anyway, and then the piece writes, the document positions XRP as a digital asset that can provide instant liquidity, allowing institutions to free up capital. In total, Ripple says more than 20 clients have already integrated or plan to utilize xRapid. And again, you got a graphic showing the 6 companies that I just cited there on the screen here. And then it states, Ripple has also updated its website, revealing it has signed up 2 previously unannounced banks to RippleNet, which is the company's network of financial companies using Ripple's technology to power payments. And as far as we know, with those 2 banks, presumably it's just xCurrent. I don't have any official word that it's xRapid, but that's one of those things where there are a number of reasons for that. Not the least of which is the fact that there's regulatory uncertainty, but perhaps even bigger is the whole infrastructure for this all. It's still being built out, and there's insufficient liquidity in specific markets to make this a reality. Because if you think about it, in order to make xRapid work, you need to have liquidity pools in every country where you're going to have a destination fiat currency, right? And so that means if you want it to work globally, all over, this is why the tracks have to be laid, you would literally need to have at least one exchange in any given country where there is a particular fiat currency, a different fiat currency than the country in which the transaction originates. So it does take time, and then you have to have sufficient liquidity to make that happen. So it's all being built out, and so to me, that's why it's always made sense that, yes, you'd see major adoption in terms of xCurrent first, and that is what we see, but you let enough time pass, of course, if xRapid is a better product, resulting in a better customer experience, and it is on both fronts, well, ultimately, what do you think is going to happen, especially given humans have never, ever devised a solution to fix the broken world of cross-border payments? Because the primary issue at the heart of it all, in terms of settlement specifically, it purely comes down to trust. That's it. And you can't fix that if every single currency that you're transporting around the world, by nature, just de facto, requires trust. And they all do. They're all centralized fiat currencies. That makes perfect sense to me, and so the fix for that is to have a cryptocurrency where all you have to trust is that cryptography works. That's it. It's distributed ledger technology. Nobody owns the ledger, and that is the only fix that humans have ever devised. And Ripple's the only company that is positioning any cryptocurrency to be used for that particular use case. So to me, it's like, duh. Why would this not eventually take hold? Aside from the couple things I cited, they're the 2 of the biggest ones I cited anyway. Outside of that, there's not an insane amount of other factors that would be limiting adoption here. So it's just one of those things you got to let time pass here. Anyway, and then the piece continues. Peru-based Interbank and UK-based Vitesse are now on board. So those are the 2 banks that we just found out about, didn't know about previously, that are on RippleNet, and presumably that has to be xCurrent, right? But any banks that are using xRapid right now, if they are, they don't want their competitors to know. Like, I think if you think about it, that the number of companies actually we know that are using xRapid, and I've said this before, and I think it's true. Some companies, look, humans they all have their different motives and perspectives, and some are all excited about what they're doing with xRapid and they want to yell it to the world. Others, they just feel like, nope, I don't want my competitors to know that. So it makes a lot of sense to me that even if there are over 20 xRapid customers, we only know who a handful of them are. So there you go. But let me go ahead and jump into, here we go. So this is Golance. And so I had never pulled them up before here. Let me go. So here's the main page. It says lower fees, faster payouts, cash back. Freelancer screenshots, reporting, and global payments from a marketplace that truly values remote teams here. And so I clicked on how it works here. I'll be real brief on this. I didn't do like a deep dive in this. I just wanted to share like a real quick overview. So apparently it says post a job on Golance for your project, and you will be provided with a list of recommended freelancers who match your requirements. And so with that type of activity, with that being their business model, presuming it's a global thing, they got to move money around the world, and that's why I'm assuming xRapid makes it would be a fix for them in terms of settlement. Then they have another little subheading here, invite freelancers to apply, and then another one that says set milestones or hire by the hour. And so again, this is not a deep dive by any means. I just thought I'd pull it up and just let you know. And maybe you already knew who Golance was, and if so, kudos to you. I did not, though. All right, next. This is from XRP Boy, and I wanted to highlight this, and he tweets out, friendly reminder, XRP fans, bullish as ever. Great things to come. And then he's got 4 screen grabs, and 3 of them are from David Schwartz, Ripple's CTO and co-creator of the XRP ledger. So take a look at this one. 2 main things, assuming XRP is successfully positioned as an intermediary asset, so bridge currency. Number 1, People who hold money and are opportunistic would tend to hold XRP. They would do this because anyone making a payment to a destination XRP was liquid to, would need XRP to buy the destination asset. So holding XRP would give them a broad choice of opportunities to profit by facilitating other people's payments. And here's number 2. Companies that need to make payments into lots of corridors XRP is liquid to, and then in parentheses he writes, think Uber and Airbnb, would tend to hold XRP as well. They can buy it very cheaply by facilitating another person's payment by providing the fiat to the destination. They can then make payments to any corridor XRP is liquid to by paying only half the normal spread since they are already into XRP. Both of these factors would drive demand, which would be expected to increase the price of XRP. That is cool stuff there. And so that's because when there's real world utility, this is the type of stuff that you're going to see happen over time. It's just we're in this nascent asset class and there's a frenzy around, like I keep saying, and people have not figured this stuff out, but enough people will get to the point where they've researched it, it's well known, institutional money will come in, XRP will be here to stay. That's not financial advice because I don't have a financial background, but that is my opinion. That is how I see this playing out. Here's another tweet. It's not a tweet actually, but it is something that David Schwartz wrote. It says, the short answer is there are a lot of reasons people would want to hold a currency that is used as an intermediary for settlement. That should lead to an increase in demand, and that would be expected to put upward pressure on the price. And that's cool to me, but you know what also is cool? The fact that that's just one use case. You also see XRP being used, like actually literally used today via Coil. And so if that business, Coil, needs it to function as well, and so there you go. What do you think that will do to supply and demand? Do you think it would put an upward pressure on price over time, even if Coil subscribers don't have to touch XRP and it's just being used in the background? The speculators do it, right? And that makes perfect sense, all the sense in the world. And here's a fun tweet too. This is from December 29th of 2017. And David Schwartz tweeted, I think I could describe my personal trading motto now as don't miss the next Ethereum. And he didn't mention it right here, but I will mention David Schwartz. I can't remember the exact price point, but when he got an Ethereum super low and he bought whatever quantity, and he sold it. And he got, I think he publicly stated he got something like $40,000 for his holdings. And then he got, I can't remember if it was like solar panels or roofing or something like that. That's what he used it for. And it was way higher than what he purchased it for, but this is before the bull run of 2017. And so you know what happened then. I mean, I don't remember the opening price of Ethereum in 2017, but man, it got up to what, like 1,500? I'm pulling from memory, but something like that. And he cashed out way before that. So, and he was just reasonably de-risking. And so it makes all the sense in the world what he did. It's not like it was some horrible decision, but then I think that's kind of where this tweet came from. Don't want to miss the next Ethereum anyway. When true enough, he actually did make some money on it, and he actually was in early. He has publicly stated he sold it. And then Dr. T, who has been MIA for like half a year or over that, tweeted out, smart, best way to not miss it is to ensure that you are working on it. And then David Schwartz responded to that, it's definitely starting to look like I didn't miss the next Ethereum at all. Referencing, of course, XRP. Now, here's another screen grab from Ripple Insights, and I like this. It simply states, what does this mean for the ultimate value of XRP? That it is a long-term play measured not by short-term jumps in price, but rather by the use and enterprise adoption of XRP. And that's my position as well. I am a long-term guy. I will let humans do what they do and just speculate like crazy. Some people are going to FOMO in. Some people are going to panic sell. I'm just going to keep my cool because I only invested what I'm willing to lose in case I'm wrong about this whole thing anyway, and I don't think I am. I am Mr. XRP Bull. But I'm just going to sit back, and hopefully it's sooner than later, but I don't care if it takes 5 years or 10 years or whatever. I am not selling until price is substantially higher than it is today, because I think I found something special in XRP, and if you're listening to this, I bet you share that sentiment. All right, and then the next piece here from Cointelegraph, Singapore bank giant OCBC joins JP Morgan's blockchain network. And I remember when we started talking about J.P. Morgan's coin, was that February of this year? I can't remember. It was earlier this year. And there were articles. There was definitely an article from Forbes saying this is the Ripple killer, and they're going to be in trouble with this competition, this and that. And I'm sitting there like, why? This is just a stable coin. It can't do the same things as a cryptocurrency that is a trustless system for reasons I've already cited in this video. But anyway, so the piece begins. OCBC has become the first Singapore-based bank to join JP Morgan Chase's interbank blockchain network. According to a Business Times Singapore report on September 20th, a total of 134 banks from the Asia-Pacific region are now participating in the Interbank Information Network, IIN. OCBC is the second largest bank in Southeast Asia by assets and among the larger institutions in Asia-Pacific. A total of 343 banks have joined IIN since 2018. The network's largest national block is Japan, where 80 banks are participants. IIN first launched as a pilot in 2017, designed to reduce friction in the interbank exchange of global payments data. The network is built on JP Morgan's Ethereum-based proprietary and permissioned blockchain Quorum. In a statement, John Hunter, global head of clearing at JP Morgan Chase, outlined that the intent with IIN was always to develop a meaningful ecosystem of bank users, all focused on harnessing emerging technologies such as blockchain to better address the complex cross-border payments industry. And I'm going to maintain, as much as I'd love to see XRP used for everything, since I hold it, I don't at all fault if a bank can find a use for a stable coin, even in their own little walled garden, if it can make sense for their customer base, super duper fine, go for it. There will only be so many walled gardens in the world, and you still need a cryptocurrency like XRP to bridge them. There's no other way to do it without friction. You need a trustless, decentralized ledger technology style cryptocurrency such as XRP. That's the only solution that there is. So walled gardens, go ahead, do your thing, and if you can find success, more power to you. But you still can't easily interoperate around the world without the likes of Ripple. So there you have it. That's my 2 cents. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say, all right? That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!